Today's Friday, so happy Friday. I keep getting requests about different ways to get hairstyles, and my number one request is how to do just an easy beach wave. So that's what we're going to do today. I haven't washed my hair in a couple days, and it's also been in a bun, and I've also been working out, and it's not the prettiest. So I'm kind of nervous to see what it looks like when it comes down, so no judgment, but we're in this together, right? So let's see how it goes. So in this video, I am going to do a few extra steps. I don't do these every single time I do my hair. So pick and choose what you like, do what works best for you, and then go from there. I just want to make sure that I address most of the problems, if not all of the problems that you guys have asked me about. So yeah, we'll start there. All right, so for this video, you are going to need Redken's One United, a Redken dry shampoo, a Redken texturizing finishing spray, iron shape 11, and guts 10. For this lick, you will need a curling iron or a wand, whatever works best for you. Keep in mind that the bigger the barrel, the less texture you'll have, and the smaller the barrel, the more texture you'll have. A small round brush for my babes with bangs, a paddle brush, a comb with a fine tooth side, some clips for sectioning, a hair tie if you have a lot of hair and you need a hair tie for some sectioning, and a blow dryer. Okay, so the reveal to this goodness. Yeah, wow, we have some work to do. So I'm going to start with prepping with Redken's One United. I'm going to section this mess into a couple different sections. Just a quick spritz through each portion that I'm sectioning out, just to help detangle and add in some shine. Brush through. I am using, already hair's coming out. I'm using Cricket's friction-free brush. I'm obsessed. So I'll just comb through, start from the bottom, work your way up. You never want to rip through your hair. And with that One United in place, it is going to add just a little bit of heat protected for me. And then it's going to help detangle and then soften, add shine, and just give me a little bit more manageability. So the first problem that a lot of my clients ask me about is that their hair doesn't hold curl. And there's a couple reasons that could be. One, it's when you're curling your hair, you're starting from the very bottom and you're rolling your way up. That is the number one reason why most people's hair doesn't hold curl, and we'll get more into that later. The second one is that you're just not using the right products. You need some kind of hold and some kind of memory for that curl, so that way it will last longer. My go-to is usually Redken Guts 10. It is a volumizing mousse. It's going to help give your hair memory without weighing your hair down. And the really cool thing about this is which is why I gravitate towards it, is that you can put it on your dry hair. So to use this, you are going to section your hair out in 1-inch sections from the bottom, and you're going to work your way up. So clip that top section out of the way. And then for you guys, take your hair and flip it to each side of your head. And this is how we're going to apply products for everything for the rest of this video. So with your guts, shake it, and then you're going to take the fine tooth side of your comb and you're going to spray right across it, and it's going to hold, and then comb through your hair. And this is going to help apply it without getting too much product in and without it getting too sticky or too heavy. And then you will do this process all the way up your head. All right, so and from here down, I've applied Redken Guts 10. And as I was saying earlier, that product is going to give me a ton of holds throughout my ends, help me give a really nice shiny without feeling too producty or too heavy. Like, look at my hair. It does not look like I have product in my hair. It does look like I haven't washed in a couple days. Like I was saying earlier, this video goes out to everybody, so I did want to give other people an option. there are people out there whose hair holds curl so well. So really the only thing that you need is a heat protectant. And so I wanted to give you that option as well. So in this top half of my hair, this goes out to you guys who only need a heat protection. Take Iron Shape 11. So I love this product because it helps give us the heat protection, some hold, but then also tomorrow when you need to curl your hair again, it has reactivating or restyling heat protectant in it, which means once you put heat to that product, it's going to reactivate and give you more heat protection. So when you're using this, remember those sections that we did earlier, we're going to redo those sections and spray all the way up your head. But since I only have the top half, we're only gonna do this part. So shake your products, spritz your hair, take your brush again, and brush through. Awesome, so now we have heat protection. Next up, work on these ends. Get us nice and smooth. So next, I'm going to go in with my blow dryer, smooth a lot of this out. I'm going to focus a lot on my ends just so that I can get more of a smooth style for my finish result. And then that way I don't have to work as hard later. For all of you babes that have a crazy hairline with calyx up front and you always get that weird, well, this is how you get over it. So section out your bangs, clip the rest of your hair away from your face. I'm actually going to take a hair tie because I have so much hair and this is going to be so hard with clips. Take your bangs, and then we're going to take our blow dryer, we're going to brush all of our hair over to this side and then brush all of our hair over to this side and back and forth and then straight down to help get rid of that really strange calic. Now that we're living our best emo kid life, we're going to part out where we truly want to section our hair. So right about here. And do you see how we no longer have any kind of lift, but we do need to put these pieces where they want to lay. So take in your small round brush and you are going to think of an X. So this corner of your head is going to come to this side of your face, and this corner of your head is going to come to this side of your face. So when you're blow drying, you're going to take this corner and over direct it, and you're going to over direct it to this other side of your face. So down to here. And when you're blow drying, you're going to take your blow dryer and you're going to pull it straight out towards that other corner of your face. So you're over directing, but it's going to help smooth this out, but then give this nice flip. Wham bam, done. So now we can go in and start curling. So take your brush again. Take your comb again. Go from your part line all the way back to your head. The biggest way to keep a clean style is to keep a clean part. Once you start to get a little weird and wiggly with your part, you start to lose the softness and the prettiness and the intention in your style. So having a clean part, a somewhat clean part, will help you look like you actually tried. Hot tip. So from here, if I were just curling my hair for a casual day and I just wanted something really nice and easy, I would curl my hair just like this. I wouldn't section it, I would just go. However, because I, again, want to address everybody who's watching this video, I'm going to section out my hair. Take a clip, section it out of the way. So this part is really important. When you guys our sectioning. Keep clean sections. If you've got a bunch of hair wiggling around and you're not used to doing this technique yet, you're gonna get lost and it's gonna become messy and you're gonna get frustrated. So when sectioning, be super clean and be super patient with yourself. Learning something new isn't always easy. So be nice. All right, so now we're down here in the bottom section of our hair. See, that's what I mean. Make sure you section everything out really easily, really cleanly. So when you're starting with the section bottom of your hair, you're always going to keep your curling iron vertical. And when you're taking your sections, you're going to take vertical pieces. So the pieces around your face, you're always going to want to curl away from your face. So those of you who are using a curling iron, be very aware of where your clamp is. So when you're curling away from your face, you want to make sure that the clamp is pushing the hair behind your ear. And then if you're curling towards your face, you're going to make sure that the clamp is away from your face and pushing it towards your face. Just helpful tip. That way you don't get like that weird fish hook crimp thing in your hair, right? Those aren't pretty, they're not easy to get out. So just do it right the first time. So when doing this, take your vertical section. It's about the same width as whatever tool you're using to curl your hair. If you're wanting less texture, use a bigger iron. If you're wanting more texture, use a smaller iron. You're gonna have more curls and more movement happening and more body. So we will take this first section, run your iron through. You're smoothing everything out, you're heating up all of the bonds in the hair. Here is your trick. So you're going to create a base, walk your iron down, roll back up. Notice that I left about an inch of my ends out. Let it sit. Once it's warm, drop your curl, spiral it into its curl. I know it looks janky now. At the end, we'll break them apart. It'll look really pretty. I do have my iron set to a medium heat. You don't need your iron at 450 degrees. You don't need to cook your hair the same way you cook pizza. Be nice to your hair. So again, I took about the same width section as my iron, run my iron all the way through, heat up all of those bonds, smooth out any of my ends that haven't been smooth, and create a base. Open and close your clamp and walk it down, and then roll back up. And then for you longer hair girls, open and close your clamp again and roll back up. Awesome. And then for your next curl, you are going to run the iron through, and this curl is going to be towards your face. So now that we're behind the ear, we're going to start alternating, and that's how we're going to get more texture and more of that Pinterest beach wave look. So run the iron through, create a base, open and close your clamp, roll back up. And then until it's warm, hold it, and then drop. Awesome. So from here, we're just going to alternate our curls all the way around. So now that we're at the back, at the beginning of our face, we are going to again curl away from our face. So we're going to take the sections, roll the iron through, and behind the ear, we're going to start to alternate our curls again. All right, so now that we've curled the entire bottom half of our hair, before we even break our curls apart, they're going to stay in their spirals. We are going to take Redken Windblown 5. So what this is a texture finishing spray. So it has a little bit of powder in it, but it's also a really soft, lightweight finishing spray that's going to help hold your hair, but just give you that nice textury look that we want with the beach wig. So shake your product and then spritz through your ends. And by spritz, I mean spritz. You don't want to just spray, spritz. Alright, so we're gonna let these stay in their spirals until the very end, and then we'll go through and rake them apart with our fingers. So for this next section, we are going to do the same thing that we already did on the bottom section. So we'll take down all of our sectioning. And our new sectioning is going to be 1/2 of our head. So from where we parted our hair is how we're going to determine that section. So 1/2 of our head is going to go back up in a clip on a really cute little space bun. And I'm going to use my scrunchie again because my hair's so dark I can't see it in this light. So now we're going to take all of the stuff that hasn't been curled, and this is where it starts to get tricky. So for everything that has been curled, throw that behind. Throw it behind your shoulder, and then everything that you're about to curl, throw in front. For you shorter hair girls, start in the back, work your way to about your ear. So we're going to take a vertical section. In this one, we're going to curl towards our face. So something to keep in mind is elevation. So if you're wanting a lot of body and a lot of volume, tilt your head and lift your hair up. So once you put your head straight up, it's completely vertical, right? So when this falls, it's going to fall with more body. So all of this is still going to be standing up and you're going to have a lot more body. If you're wanting something more relaxed, just curl with your hair laying just a little bit more down. So run your iron through, warm up all those bonds, create your base, open and close your clamp, and then roll back up. And then for your longer hair curls, keep doing that till all of the hair is on the iron. So for those of you who are using a wand, that's awesome, keep using it. I personally feel more comfortable with the curling iron, but that's because of how I learned, and I mean, let's be real, I do this 10 times a day on all of my clients, so I'm really good at using an iron. For those of you who want to use a wand though, you will take basically the same sectionings. The only thing that's going to be different for you is how you curl the hair. So take your hair, create a smooth piece, and you are going to wrap the hair around your barrel, and then you're going to hold the ends out, and you're just going to let it sit until I have my finger sitting on it. You're going to let it sit until it's warm to the touch, and then you're going to drop it. And then you're going to put your hair back into its spiral and let it sit and let it cool. And then you'll just do that around your entire head. So next section, this one's going to be towards my face. So run my iron through, create a base, open and close my clamp, roll it back up, open and close my clamp, roll it back up. Okay, so now that we are in front of the ear, we're going to start curling everything away from our face. Also, now that I can see what I'm doing, I'm going to start from my front and then start to work my way back. And then, so when you're curling your bang, we're going to do the same thing that we did when we were blow drying. So we'll take our bang, we'll over direct it to this corner of our face, and then roll it up. Keep in mind to leave out these little wispy pieces so it looks a lot softer. And then we're gonna curl it, we're gonna let it sit just like this. Now go in with your wind blown again and then spritz everything. For a little bit more texture, run your fingers in through your hair, pinch and lift. Cool, so we're gonna let this sit, we're gonna let it bake, and then we'll go and do this other side. Okay, so now that I'm completely curled, I'm gonna go in and do one last spritz with my wind blown. Let it sit, and then you wanna wait for your curls to be cool to the touch before you start to rake them apart. I am completely cooled down, so I'm gonna start running my fingers through my hair, start breaking up those spirals that we created. And just set everything to where I want it to sit. If you have a couple pieces, so like for me, this piece looks really, really straight and I'm not loving it. So if you're finding pieces at the very end when you're done, pick them up, recurl them. It's totally okay. So we're gonna go in, put in some quick texture, and drop and bam, it's nice and curled. So pretty easy style, right? One way that you can finish this look, go in, add some deep clean dry shampoo or any kind of dry shampoo of your choice. Again, shake, section out your hair, blend that bad boy in. And now you're good for 3 more days. Okay, but for real, wash your hair, guys. But I hope this gets you by just a little bit longer and just a little easier. So we are in, we are done, wham bam. So this is a super easy style. You can sleep on this for a couple of days. In the morning, if you don't have time to get ready and do your hair, just curl these pieces around your face. The rest of these, as you bounce around throughout the day, they will retake their shape. If you find any janky looking pieces, recurl them. So super easy style. I think this was Genevieve who asked for this tutorial. So if you guys have any more questions, just leave a comment or DM me or something, and then that way I'll help you. And if you want to do a one-on-one, we totally can. So one thing I do suggest, whether you're using a wand or you are using a curling iron, practice it first. So go in, get that muscle memory down, so that way when you are going in and you are doing your separate techniques, you lessen the chance of burning yourself. You're building up that muscle memory. So grab a glass of wine, grab your curling iron, pretend to curl your hair, and it will be so much easier for you. If you guys do need any suggestions, just let me know. Reach out. All right, well, I hope this helped. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Okay, so now I'm completely curled. I do need to add